الله الرحمن الرحيم. رأيت الاعتكاف، نواة العزلة، نواة السلوك، نواة الرياضة، أنانيتكم أنا الشيخ حسن الحطان لست إلى سيد مدد. Alhamdulillah, the month of Rajab has started. It's a month of big blessings. It is a month among the 4 holy months of the year. It is by itself, and the other 3 are in succession. Al-Qa'dah, Al-Hijjah, and Muharram are following one another, but Rajab is by itself. That's why it is also referred to as Rajab al-Fard, Rajab by itself in the months of the year. And it is also referred to as Rajab al-Haram. And in the holy month, the reward increases. Also, sins are graver in that holy month. Fighting is forbidden in that holy month. And so to fight in a holy month is a graver offense and a graver sin than at any other time. And sin is like fighting against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wal-'iyadhu billahi min dhalik. So it also is a month of repentance because of that, because people are becoming more careful. And because fighting is not allowed, it was also called Rajab al-Asam. Yani, Asam meaning you don't hear anything. It's like a deaf month, because the clash and the clanging of weapons falls silent in that month. And it is also because people are trying to stay away from sin. Asam meaning yani deaf to sins. Yani the angels are not recording the sins because people are staying away from sins. And it is also called Rajabul Asab because Asab means pouring down the blessings. It is a month of big blessings. It is a great month. The Prophet ﷺ called it a great month by saying Shahran Aziman, yani Rajab and Ramadan, بينهما, between the two, شهر يغفل عنه كثير من الناس. And in between the two there is a month from which are heedless many people, yani the month of Shaaban. So the indication of this hadith is that he called Rajab a great month, and also he put it on a par with Ramadan as in terms of greatness. Why? Because it is a holy month. So Al-Shahr al-Haram, Rajab, and Shahr al-Siyam, Ramadan. And in between, Prophet ﷺ also called attention to that. So when they told him that some people are observing the fast of Rajab, he said about them, فَأَيْنَ هُمْ مِنْ شَعْبَانِ. So what about Shaaban? He said. He wanted them also to fast Shaaban. And this is why in many regions of the world, the pious people, the older people, older generations, and for example, especially in parts of India and Turkey and other places, they fast Rajab and Shaaban in preparation for Ramadan. They fast all 3 months with particular attention. But for us, at least Mondays and Thursdays with a special particular attention starting Rajab. As the Prophet ﷺ said that خَيْرُ الْأَعْمَالِ أَدْوَمُهَا, the best of deeds are the most regular ones. وَإِنْ قَلْ, even if little. So it's a little thing, but at least to make a special effort, especially for students of religion, murids, and people who are trying to make some effort to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more, because after all He is our goal. Our goal is to remember Him more and to get more blessings until we reach Ramadan. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Shaaban wa ballighna Ramadan. Oh Allah, bless us in Rajab and Shaaban, and give us more blessing, because they are months of immense, huge, great blessings. And the highlight of Shaaban, of course, being the night of mid-Shaaban, Laylatul Nisfi Shaaban, where there is a general forgiveness and amnesty. So you see, these 2 months, Rajab and Shaaban, it is no accident that they come before Ramadan. They are preparations for Ramadan, which is another huge, great amnesty, the month of the Ummah, the month of Maghfirah and Tawbah, the month of Ramadan, the month of Quran. But it starts early. It's just like an expansion of the blessings of certain times of the year. Just as the blessing of Jum'ah, which we are in today, expands over into Thursday before it and Saturday after it. So it is a time of reconciliation, a time of repentance, a time of generosity, a time of sadaqah, a time of reflection, fikr and dua, and a time of tawajjuh, turning back to Allah, ruju' ila Allah, and inaba, a time of reading Quran more and reflecting upon Quran more, and of practicing and trying to make and dedicate more of our day and night to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to try to be less heedless and more reflective of His blessings upon us, and Allah will increase us, inshallah. And these blessings of the month of Rajab are well known and among the Awliya and their students and their murids. This is why in all of the tariqas there is special du'as of Rajab and special wazifa of Rajab, as reminded also by Ahl al-Hadith, like Ibn Rajab in his book. His name is Ibn Rajab, he was from Damascus, a scholar of fiqh and hadith. In his book Lata'if al-Ma'arif, the subtleties of knowledge associated to the times of the month and the special deeds that go with each of these months, he reminds us of much of all of that. One time I spent the Rajab of the year 1422, which is 2002, in Cyprus, and I brought back from it notes which I consigned in Arabic and in English. It became the joy of Cyprus in the association of Rajab with Maulana Shaykh Nazim, in Arabic, Qubrus al-Tarab, بِصُحْبَةِ Rajab, the suhba of Rajab. And in this book I asked him, and I put his answers to several different questions on various topics. For example, on the topic of Tasawwuf, with which I started the book. And he said, when he was asked, and I was there, someone asked him about Tasawwuf, and he said each defined it according to his experience and according to the time. Shaykh Naqshbandi said, may Allah sanctify his secret, our path is companionship, and good is in the collective. طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. Well-known statement of Shaykh Naqshbandi, that our path, this tariqah, is suhba with the Shaykh, to spend time with the Shaykh. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. You have to be with the truthful ones. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us to ask to be not only on the sirat al-mustaqim, ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, but to realize that it is the same as to ask to be on the sirat of those whom Allah has blessed. Sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim. So why mention them as well? Because it is not just in a vacuum, the Sirat al-Mustaqim. It is a sirat, a path that has been well trodden by those who came before us, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has purified, has accepted, has blessed, and they are well known, and they are the Anbiya and the Awliya of this Ummah. So we are not free agents, and we are not left alone like that, thrown to fend for ourselves, but rather we ask to take their hands and to tread their path and to adopt their adab and to love with their love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for the acts that bring us close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma inna nas'aluka hubbaka wa hubba man yuhibbuka wa hubba amalin yuqarribuna ilayk. So we ask for your love, Ya Allah, but we want the love of those who love you also. How to acquire such a love? Except to be in their suhba, their company, to be in their ma'iyya, their companionship, ma'a sadiqin. This ma' is very important. And that is the meaning of jama'a also, and jama'iyya in the rest of Shaykh Naqshband's statement, where he said that wal khayru, yani the immense good. What greater good than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to be with Him, to be with His people. And the life that He blesses is the life of His remembrance. Otherwise, what is the blessing of life except that? The beauty of this dunya is not the externalities, but rather the remembrance of the one who created it for us, and who created it for us to remember Him also, because we are created to know Him, to worship Him, to remember Him, and to love Him. So the jam'iyya is the jama'ah, that is one meaning. Wal khayru fil jam'iyya, the goodness is in the congregation and the gathering. The gathering of the Shaykh and the gathering with the Shaykh, the jam'iyya with the Shaykh. The first dua of the Quran, as we said before, is in jama'ah. Yahdina. Yahdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. So, Iyaka na'budu. The first zikr that we are worshipping is in jama'ah also. We are not alone. Wa iyaka nasta'in. And the first dua also is in jama'ah. Perhaps Imam Baydawi said there is those in that jama'ah whose dua is mustajab. And the dua of Prophet ﷺ is mustajab. Dua of Awliya, Awliya Allah. So we ask to be with them and to include us in their dua. And this is why they love for their students and their murids to be in touch with them and to be with them and to be in their suhba and to be in their jam'iyya, because that is where the great goodness lies. And the dua, inshaAllah, of that, the founder of that tariqah is continuing through that silsila. There is all that silsila that when it is mentioned, it is activated always until Yawm al-Qiyamah, as if fresh and alive just now, as the great blessings were pouring on it before when they were walking the earth. Still, that help, that spiritual help is coming, because it is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He does not take back His gifts. And it is also a jam'iyya, a gathering of energies, like we said before, that the himma, the energy, is taken back from things of low importance and made a himma aliyah, a high himma, a high energy. And not waking up in the morning in order to strengthen our dunya. We are waking up in the morning because we are motivated by something which is more everlasting than dunya. There are people who wake up at 4 in the morning in order to do exercise before they go to their corporate office. And they do that day and night, winter and summer, very seriously and very assiduously. All this to strengthen their body and to strengthen their material being and their material life for more enjoyment and more income and more blessing of this world and more pleasure in this world. So the believer has to be much more aware of that and of a greater himma, higher energy than that, for things which are more everlasting, which are more enduring. Al-khayru fil jam'iyya, the great goodness is in the gathering with the one's shaykh. That is the first step that one must aspire to before wanting to be one with the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is a silsila, there is a gradual process over which we cannot jump. You would not dare to jump in dunya over your boss to reach their boss. No, you would not think of doing that, because that would be a serious transgression of your place and your limit. Why do you think that you can just jump to Shah Naqshband and you don't know about those who came after him? Or beyond Shah Naqshband and to jump to Sayyidina Abu Yazid or Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq or to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Hayhat, Shuyukh said, this is a very tall order. In fact, the asking of the madad and the help and the assistance of the shuyukh, the spiritual tawajjuh of the shaykh, has to be with your living shaykh, our living shaykh, and with the one that raised us, with his physical hand and his physical gaze in this life, as well as his spiritual gaze, because that is the one with whom Allah has connected us, and the one whom we know and who knows us. And that is known for sure. As for what lies ahead of that in the silsila, that is a different matter. That is a matter of process and gradation. As they decide and as we are prepared for that, then Allah knows best how to connect us with them. So some of the great shuyukh like Shaykh Ahmad Sirhindi, Shaykh Ahmad Faruqi Sirhindi in the Silsila Naqshbandiya said that he also was made to meet the spirits of other awliya beyond his shaykh's time, from the past until he met the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also. And many shuyukh like that. But the adab of tariqah requires us to proceed with that jam'iyya and that suhba of your immediate shaykh first and foremost, that. And then whatever Allah opens after that can take a whole lifetime or more to happen. So that is the permission is, and the adab lies to be connected with our shaykh, and the jam'iyya to ask to be one with our shaykh. That is also one of the meanings of that jam'iyya. Allahumma ijma' baynana wa bayna shaykhina kama jama'ta bayna al-ruhi wal-jasad. That is a dua that we may make, and also to be reunited with the Prophet ﷺ like that. Just as Allah reunited between the body and the soul, closer than the closest thing to our heart and to our heartstrings, to be closer than that yet with our Shaykh and with the Prophet ﷺ. Allah is able to grant us that. And in this month, when we mention those shuyukh of our silsila, we are blessed as if we are present with them and in jama'ah with them and in suhba. So he said that Shaykh Naqshband defined Tasawwuf as that, tariqatuna as-suhba wal khayru fil jam'iyya. And then he said, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim said, our master Abu Yazid al-Bastami said, it is to bear with opposites, tahammulul ad-dad, to accept things that are contrary to our desires, our wishes, our comforts, our likes. To accept that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is tasawwuf, and it is a very hard path. Even to bear with the enmity of those whom we love, or we would like them to understand that we love them, or we would like them to love us as well. But no, they show us only enmity. And then he said, our exalted master Mawlana Shaykh Abdullah Daghestani said, Qaddasallahu sirrah, it is the abandonment of anger, tarkul ghadab. Mawlana Shaykh Abdullah, see in the picture, and there, on the top there, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim's teacher, Qaddasallahu sirrahuma, he said, Tasawwuf, if you want the path of Tasawwuf, leave anger. Don't be angry. It's one of the advices of the Prophet ﷺ that he repeated to one of the Sahaba. And that is the hardest thing also, because the nafs gives excuses, the mind gives excuses. And these excuses can be even religious excuses for anger, or ethical excuses. For example, for the sake of justice, for the sake of right also, see, I'm right to be, but no. To leave anger, to leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because as right as it might be, at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you put it in His hand, and He knows best, and He sees you, and He hears. So these are three different definitions of tasawwuf. You see how they change. And Mawlana Shaykh Nazim said that Mawlana Shaykh Abdullah gave another definition. He also said with regard to the beginner, it is leaving why with one's teacher. The teacher must, the student must, in the beginning, and that lasts a long time, the beginning, not to think that we are advanced, no, we are still at that stage. That man qala li shaykhihi lima lan yaflaha. Whoever says why to their teacher, they will not progress. But rather to keep that one mouth shut and listen with those two ears. We have two ears and only one mouth because we must listen more than to talk. And to observe and to reflect. Now, we must be accepting and reflexive, and inshallah Allah brings all the answers to our hearts in time as a process. And then someone asked Maulana for his own definition, but Maulana was reluctant to add to that. He said, we are servants and followers of these men, and we hope they will accept us as their followers. See, so out of shyness and modesty and tawadu' from Maulana, he did not give his own definition. But we heard his own definition another time. Because one time he said, Tasawwuf is the foot in the shoe, the foot in the slipper. He said, القدم في الحذاء أي وضع الشيء في محله على التمام والكمال. And to put each thing in its place in the perfect way, with complete justice. And that is the definition of justice. And to give each thing its due right. And تعريف الظلم, injustice, is وضع الشيء في غير محله. Put something in other than its place. So in this way, tasawwuf is the essence of justice. And Imam al-Qushayri said in his tafsir, Lata'if al-Ma'arif, whoever trains his sight in its right place shall attain knowledge of Allah Most High. من وضع النظر محله وصل إلى معرفته تعالى. Focusing on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asking to be engaged and engrossed in the knowledge and the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the highest purpose, the highest pursuit. And not with our dunya, not with ourselves, which brings us to disappointment. time and again. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps raising us, and in the meantime we can use all of these different definitions as means of action. تحمل الأضداد وضع الشيء في محله ترك الحرام. That was Maulana's definition also another time. To leave haram in our day and time, in our particular circumstances, and in this world of ours, just if one decides to leave haram once and for all, and to determine and stay on that path with determination and azima, that is tasawwuf. And we have seen so many other different definitions. If you are interested in them, you can look up Qushayri's chapter on tasawwuf in the Risala Qushayriya, as we mentioned before. Some of them through service, like Sayyidina Ubaidullah al-Ahrar. Some of them through hunger, like Imam al-Junaid and others. And they were called Ju'ayyun. They are the A'immat al-Ju'ayyin. Yani relying on that, on fasting. And Imam al-Nawawi was among those. And many of the Sahaba who fast all their life long. Imam al-Shafi'i also and others. Where are they and where are we? But all we can say is Barakah of the Shahr Rajab is a palpable treasure. We are asking to receive a drop from that ocean of blessing and knowledge and repentance and forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for us to become raised higher to His presence in this blessed period, Rajab, Shaaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, and all year long, and especially East and West, for people who are suffering, who are not knowing where they can take shelter for safety, or where their next meal will come from, or what they will do the next day for themselves, for their dependents in Syria, in Yemen, in other places, our Rohingya brethren also. And at this time, we remember the entire Ummah is in dire straits and in a place of suffering. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma farrij anhum wa anna ma hum wa nahnu fih. That Allah should bring them to deliver them from that those tests. عاجلا غير آجل, quickly and without long delay. اللهم صب علينا من رحمتك ومغفرتك ومن إحسانك القديم ما تقر به عين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whatever pleases the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم for his ummah, that's what we are asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is most giving, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us our dua at this time, the Sa'at al-Ijaba of Yawm al-Jum'ah, between Asr and Maghrib of the first Jum'ah of Rajab, and the holy month of the 4 months of the year, and looking forward to more, Ya Rabb, Ya Allah, as you are always giving us more and more. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة. بسم الله.